Good morning. How are you all? Hope you all are fine and enjoying your online classes. Now, as we have already done with subtraction, let's today do some revision of subtraction. What is subtraction? Subtraction is the second arithmetic operation. It is just the opposite of addition. It is the process of taking away objects from a collection. When you take away certain objects from a collection, we are doing the subtraction. Like in addition, we add certain numbers, certain things to a collection. But what we do in subtraction, we take away objects from the collection. How many are left? Less, take away, find the difference. These are the words used for subtraction. And the answer we get in subtraction is called the difference. What is left? So it is just the opposite of addition. Facts about subtraction. The operation used to find the difference between two numbers is called subtraction. Let us revise some facts about subtraction which will help us to subtract the large numbers. Some important facts about subtractions are: number one, subtraction with a large number is worked out vertically. The numbers are written in the place value chart. So whenever you are doing the smaller number subtraction, you can do it mentally without writing. But when it is a 3-digit number or a 4-digit number, then you have to write down under the place value chart, that is ones, tens, hundreds and thousands. You have to write down under THHTO and then you can subtract. For example, here are two numbers. The bigger number is 7,692 and from that number we have to subtract 5,432. So we are going to write down under the place value chart. We are going to write down TH for thousands, H for hundreds, tens for T for tens, and O for ones. And then we are going to write down the bigger number on the top. That is 7,692. And then we are going to write down the smaller number, that is 5,432. That is 5432. Now we are going to start subtracting from the ones. 2 minus 2 is 0. 9 minus 3 is 6. Then 10 hundreds. 6 minus 4 is 2. And then we minus the thousands. The digit in thousands place. That is 7 minus 5 is 2. So what difference we got is 2,260. We are going to write the answer as, so the difference is 2,260. Rule number 2 is when zero means nothing. When 0 is subtracted from a number, it does not change the value of the number. For example, we have a number 357. When we subtract 0 from 357, we get the same number as the difference. That means when 0 is subtracted from any number, we get the same number as the answer. Rule number 3, 1 subtracted from a given number gives the predecessor of the number as the difference, as the answer. Now what is the predecessor? We have done in place value. That predecessor is the number before. So when we subtract 1 from any number, we get the predecessor of the number as the difference, as the answer. The number from which the other number is to be subtracted, or the bigger number, is called the minuend. The bigger number in subtraction is called the minuend. The number to be subtracted or the smaller number is called as subtrahend. And the answer in subtraction is called the difference. For example, the number is 6,219 rupee. That is the bigger number. What is the smaller number? The smaller number is 4,161. So the smaller number is called subtrahend. And when we subtract, 2 minus 1 is 1, 9 minus 3 is 6, 2 minus 1 is again 1, and 6 minus 4 is 2. So the answer we got is 2131. So 2131 will be the difference. To find the missing minuend, the difference is to be added to the subtrahend. Difference plus subtrahend is the minuend. And we don't know the bigger number. What are we going to do? We are going to add the smaller number and the difference. When we add these two, because I told you that subtraction is opposite of addition. So when we don't know the bigger number and we can't do subtraction, then we are going to add the smaller number and the difference. The smaller number is 84 and the difference is 16. So when we add 84 and 16, what we get? We get the missing minuend. That is 4 plus 6 is 0 plus 1, carry over 1. 8 plus 1 is 9 plus 1 will be 10. So the missing minuend will be 100. Note here the working. We did the difference plus subtrahend equals to minuend. So if you try to do 100 minus 84, you are going to get 16 as difference. 16 is answer. So you can check your answer also. Now we are going to do 3-digit numbers without regrouping or without borrowing. While doing the subtraction, always remember to copy the digit correctly under the place value chart. This is the basic mistake which is done by everybody. So please remember to copy the digits correctly under the place value chart. Always start subtracting from ones. Never start subtracting from thousands or hundreds. Always start subtracting from your right hand side. So if the number is 876 minus 735. So we are going to write HTO, and under HTO we are going to write 876. 8 under H, 7 under tens, that's T, and O, 6 under O, that's ones. The smaller number is 735. So we are going to write 7 under H, that's 100, 3 under T, that's T, tens, and 5 under O, that's ones. So when we start subtracting, 6 minus 5 is 1, 7 minus 3 is 4, and 8 minus 7 is 1. So the answer we get is 141. We are going to write answer. So the difference is 141. Now subtraction with regrouping or with borrowing. Now here we are going to share how and when to borrow a digit from the next place value in 3-digit and 4-digit number with regrouping or borrowing. Now, for example, 73 minus 28. 3 is smaller than 8. So, how are we going to subtract? We are going to borrow from tens. So, we'll see from 7. Okay, so we are going to see when and how to borrow the digit from the next place value. Now, there are certain rules of subtraction with regrouping. More on the top, no need to stop. This is a poem which will help you to remember. More on the top, no need to stop. If number on the top is big, you don't need to stop. Like 17 minus 15, 7 is bigger. So 7 minus 5 will be 2 and 1 minus 1 will be 0. So no need to stop. More on the floor, means more down. If the number to be subtracted is more than the number which is up, which has to subtract, then you have to go next door, borrow from next door, get some more, borrow from next door and get some more. For example, the number is 26 minus 18. Now here, 6 is smaller than 8. So what are we going to do? We are going to borrow from tens. 6 will become 16 and 16 minus 8 will be 8 and 1 minus 1 will be 0. So always remember, more on floor, go next door to get some more. First, I'm going to focus on ones column. How do you have to subtract? While subtracting, first you have to focus on ones column. I'm going to visualize the top number. I'm going to see the number which is on the top. Can I take away bottom number 9 from 2? No, I can't, because 2 is smaller than 9. So what I have to do? No, and since there are no tens to break apart, I have to break apart the 100. The tens also have 0. Then what to do? How will I subtract? This is the problem which many of you face. You forget what to do now. How can I subtract? I go to hundreds and I borrow 1 from hundreds. So in this case, 602 minus 239. So 2 was smaller than 0. There was no ones at tens place. So we borrowed from hundreds. So 6 at 100 plus will change into 5 and ones will change into tens. So we have 10 tens. Now we are going to borrow 1 10 from tens. That will become 9 tens. And 1 tens plus 2 ones will be 12 ones. So 12 minus 9 will be 3. 9 minus 3 will be 6 and 5 minus 2 will be 3. So the answer will be 363. We can easily minus, easily subtract. So when you don't have a number, next door is also smaller number, then you go to again to the next door. There was no tens, no number at tens place. So we went to hundreds place to borrow. Okay, always remember that. Now there is one more rule which will help you to remember how to borrow and when to borrow. When you subtract with regrouping, remember the BBB rule. What do you mean by BB rule? When the big number is on the bottom, then you borrow. When the big number is at the bottom, then you borrow. For example, 53 minus 25. 5 is at the bottom, which is a bigger number. So we are going to borrow from 5. 5 is going to become 4 and 3 is going to become, yes, 13. 13 minus 5. What are you going to get? 8. Very good. 4 minus 2 is 2. Very nice. So what is the answer? The answer will be 28. Then the next number is 24 minus 19. Now what are we going to do? We are going to borrow from tens. 24, 2 will become 1 and 4 will become, very good, 4 will become 14 and 14 minus 9 will be 5. Excellent. 1 minus 1 will be 0. So remember the BB rule. When the big number is on the bottom, then you borrow. So this is BB rule. Always remember this rule so that you get your answers right. Now subtract 4-digit numbers with regrouping or borrowing by arranging them vertically. First is 7,000 minus 5,672. Now we are going to write down these numbers under TH HTO, that's thousands, tens, hundreds, tens, and ones. Now, the first number is 7000, and the smaller number is 5672. So we have written 7 at thousands place and H 0, tens, 0, ones, 0. Second number is 2 at ones place, 7 at tens place, 6 at hundreds place, and 5 at thousands place. Now we have to subtract. As we have got all zeros, so what are we going to do? Very good. We are going to borrow from tens, hundreds, not thousands. Yes, we are going to borrow from thousands. What are we going to do? The 7 at thousands place will become 6. The ones at hundreds place will become 9. The ones at tens place will become also 9. And ones at ones place will become 10. So 10 minus 2 will be 8. 9 minus 7 will be 2. 9 minus 6 will be 3. And 7 minus 6 will be, 6 minus 5 will be 1. So the difference will be 1328. The answer will be 1328. Very nice. The vocabulary used in subtraction. Words like subtract, minus, less, decrease, deduct, difference, take away, leftover, less than, reduce, decrease are used in the word problems. Denote that this is the subtraction word problem. It means that when these words are used, we have to do the subtraction. When we see these words in the word problem, it means that subtraction has to be done here. The below mentioned steps are used to solve the word problem. Now, what are the steps to solve the word problems? First, you have to read R, read. F means you have to find. D means you have to decide what to do. You have to solve. Once you've decided what you have to do, you have to add or subtract or multiply. Then you have to solve it. And then once after solving, you have to check. Always check and recheck your answers in mathematics. If you don't check and don't recheck, you can make small careless mistakes. Okay. So Ria finds dolphins so cute. Even I find dolphins so cute. You also find them cute? So remember, this is the line to how to do the word problems. Read, find, decide, solve, and check. Ria finds dolphins so cute. Now let's do a word problem. In one box, there are 380 shells. If Tina has used 130 shells to make the photo frame for her father, how many shells are left in the box? Now, how are we going to do? First, we are going to find out how many shells are there in all. So, total number of shells in the box are 380. Then, number of shells which are already used. So, the number of shells used by Tina is 135. Number of shells left in the box, this we have to find out. So, 380 minus 135. We are going to write down under HTO, that is 380 minus 135. 380 equals to total number of shells. 135 are the shells used. Now the number of shells left are, we can't minus 5 from 0, so we are going to borrow, go to next door, and 0 will become 10. Very nice. So 10 minus 5 will be 5. That's great. And then tens is 7. 7 minus 3 will be 4. Very good. Awesome. And at each place, hundreds place, we have 3. 3 minus 1 will be 2. Very nice. So, the answer will be, so the number of shells left in the box are 245. This will be the answer. As in word problems, we'll write the complete answer. If we write 245, it will be wrong. We have to write down the answer in the form of a sentence. So the answer will be, so number of shells left in the box are 245. Okay, bye. I hope you enjoyed today's class. And bye. Have a nice day.